Good afternoon,
Good
Muskegon.
afternoon, Muskegon.
I'm Chauncey Williams,
And I'm Tony Williams.
and this is What Do I Do Now, your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success with 103.7 The Beat.
Absolutely. Man, have we had some great weather or what?
Yes, we have. I mean, this is some of the best tailgating weather in the
Man,
history of sports.
I'm telling you, end of October, man, we breaking records. I mean, September, excuse me. Records, 90 degrees.
Did you check any of the high school area football games out on Friday?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You know, we follow these big reds.
Did you have a coat on out there?
Man, I was sweating like a hog. It was hot.
So it was beautiful,
Yeah,
man.
it was great, like you said, tailgating weather, man. But it is going to change this weekend, which is going to be in the 70s, which is still great
Yes, it
for
is.
October.
We need that.
But, yeah, man, I got a chance to watch those big reds again out at Reese Puffer, and it was not pretty.
No.
But, that's how they roll.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
You sign up for 4 quarters. You know, they don't stop the game at halftime because you down by 35, 40 points. You signed up for 4 quarters, and that's what the Big Reds play for, 4 quarters.
Yep. And everybody want to go to college.
Yeah.
So
And I seen some skills that, we got a chance to see some kids that don't play often.
they're
But
awesome.
it's like, what?
They awesome too.
These are backups? They could go anywhere else in the county and start, okay? But the starting lineup is so hard to break. But it's just refreshing to see the level of talent that this football program possesses. But, yeah, man, I've been loving my football.
The kids are making major sacrifice. I know my Spartans got ate up by Notre Dame.
Ooh.
The first 2 minutes, it seemed like.
Ooh, I didn't see that coming. I didn't.
Me either. I thought
it
we was going to
be
do something.
I thought it was going to be one of them last-second field goals,
Yeah.
man, would determine the winner. But
Notre Dame said we were better than what you thought. That's what Notre
at
Dame did.
Spartan Stadium, see, I kind of would have went that way if it was down at Notre Dame. But
Yeah.
they showed up at Spartan Stadium, man, and put a whooping on him. But he's okay. He got a young squad. He's going to bounce back. Yep, they're going to bounce back. They got some games that they got on the schedule that they can redeem themselves. There wasn't a Big Ten loss, so, but just been great football and basketball. We have Carmelo Anthony going over to Oklahoma.
That's right.
Dwayne Wade is part of
Possible.
his contract. Oh, that's a done deal.
Oh, Cleveland. He going to Cleveland.
He going to Cleveland. He wrote him a check. He wrote a check to the Chicago organization, bought his contract out, $8 million. Yes.
Hold on. He wrote a check.
Dwayne Wade wrote a $8 million check to the Chicago Bulls and say, thank you, see you later. So, yeah, he's going over to the Cavaliers.
Chicago is not a good organization.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Michael just was so good that it hid the issues he had with Jerry now.
I think you're right.
It's a terrible organization.
Yeah, because where's the other guard at? Where's he at now?
Derrick Rose?
Yeah.
He's with LeBron.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
Rose is also in Cleveland. I missed that.
Yes, you did.
So you
Guess
got
what
the
he did?
Rose, D. Wade, and the other little guard,
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas, sitting in the Cavs locker room. Oh, my goodness.
That's a potential. Those are all-stars. Derrick
You got-
Rose averaged 19 points last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
In the triangle, though.
If you don't have to play, I think the problem with him at Chicago, man, he had to play too many minutes.
Yeah, he did.
And when you got a rotation like he will have in Cleveland,
He going to be straight.
I think that's going to work in his
24
benefit.
minutes for Derrick Rose is 17 points.
Okay, that's right. Especially if he's playing against the other team's second unit.
That's right. Derrick Rose is still Derrick Rose.
I think so, man.
Yeah, I always liked him and just everything. And D Wade coming, that's a guard that can post up other guards.
Oh, yeah.
He got
Again,
15 minutes.
same thing. You
Yeah.
don't have to play the whole game.
I play the whole
He
game.
can take that time off. So they got enough young players on that squad to help carry the load, man. Oh, wow. It might be owning something here
That's
in
my
Cleveland,
squad.
man.
That's my squad. So I'm happy for my boys.
Right.
Yeah. So they all right.
Yep.
I haven't wavered
That's
from
good. That's good.
I haven't wavered from LeBron. I followed him in Miami. I didn't like it in Miami. It felt like he was a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that villain
he's
stuff.
A villain, man.
Yeah, but he did his
But he's
thing.
back where he's. I think he's going to be there too. I think he's going to stay. That's yet to be seen. And we're going to make one more comment on sports. We're going to get in our show.
Yes, sir.
Because we'll be remiss if we didn't mention what took place over the weekend in the NFL.
Oh, yes. Taking a knee. Everybody taking a knee. The Dallas Cowboys.
The owner. Jerry Jones.
Took
a knee.
Miami. Who else? Several others. Jaguars.
I mean, a bunch of them. Okay. Actually, after the tweet from the president when he said they should fire the SOBs.
Yep, that's it. And then your boy from the Pittsburgh Steelers, he ain't take his team out there.
Right. Thomas said, just don't go. We stay in the locker room.
He probably took a vote in the locker room. He said, we're not going to look like a separate franchise.
No.
So we're not going to, some of y'all going to kneel, some of y'all got you for that.
Mm-mm.
All of us just take a stand right now and don't go.
And don't go.
That's illegal.
Sports writers have blown this, along with politicians, those on the right have blown this out of proportion. I don't think he ever intended to disgrace the American flag, the military, the armed forces. That was not the intent.
No.
And anybody that has any kind of social awareness understands the point that he was trying to make is that
for brown people.
When cops kill people in the streets that are unarmed, we need to say something about it. We need to do something about it. And he was just trying to bring attention to that scenario. But you got other folks that took it as a disgrace to the flag, the armed forces, but that was never the intent. And like I say, when the president said what he said, you got to think of the connotations about SOB. All right, you got to know what that means.
I know. Look, son of something.
Right. Okay, which is a female dog. Okay, and 99% of the players that participated in this were African Americans. It is deplorable that the president of the United States.
Every time minorities come up, even with Korea, but we're going to get into that after this, but he just, I mean, stupid. What's wrong with him?
He has no filters. Okay? He is just so used to being able to dog people out on all levels of business that his background is. He doesn't understand the human side of life.
He's always been rich, though. Like you said, he came in the game with $1 million.
Right.
His daddy gave him $1 million to start everything.
He'd never been pulled over. He'd never been, shook down. He'd never been called names. Plus, his dad was a part of the Ku Klux Klan.
The elite,
his dad was arrested at one time in a march. I was watching Rachel Meadows one night, and she showed all the documents to show that he was arrested in a Ku Klux Klan march in New York. Okay, so we got to understand who we raise your children under those kind of social, adverse kind of situations. They're going to carry those through life, and it's all it is. Man.
All the decisions going to be made. Like even when he described the secret societies, he described them like, oh yeah, those nice people.
Yeah,
they're just people that's voicing their opinion.
Right. So what are these guys doing? What were these NFL players doing? Need to fire them? Well, no, you just can't fire them.
You just
can't. And it just shows the level of ignorance that we have in that office, man.
Like when he was at the United Nations, and they brought up the Korea's ambassador was there, right?
The Korean, yeah.
Yeah, and he said the little people, them little people get the missiles out of here.
Right.
They gonna shoot one of our planes down.
Yeah.
That's what they gonna do.
Yeah.
Keep on acting a fool like that.
That's what they said they were going to do. And he says, we will wipe them off the face of the earth. And it's just like political rhetoric. There's sort of like, again, filters to that. You send messages without saying those kind of grotesque.
I don't think he has a vocabulary because I remember when Obama did that and he made that in a snap of a finger. He came in the night.
The tweet.
He mentioned something. He was like, "Look, okay, we're gonna make sure ultimate force comes to your country if you don't do A, B, and C by this hour."
Right. He doesn't have.
He don't have the articulation. He can't articulate. He can't communicate. That can be a clear channel for clarity, so that you can have some grace and say, "Okay, let's talk."
Right.
He don't have that.
No.
He'll lay it down, and there's no coming back.
No, he's demonstrative in how he speaks and how he treats people. And they even had one the other day that showed an excerpt where he showed up at one of the hurricane zones and said that, my wife really wanted to be here, but unfortunately she couldn't make it. Man, she's standing 2 feet away from the guy. It's on YouTube. You go ahead and Google and YouTube and realize that this guy is just out of touch. He didn't even know his wife was standing 2 feet away from him when he was giving a speech, saying that she wished she could be here. And she looked at him like, what I got? What do I got? Yeah. It was all over the news, man.
He reading the speech off paper. That's what he doing.
Yeah. So
you saw he look. You saw he do his hands. He talk like a puppet. Like,
okay.
Instead of making his eyes go, he try to distract you so he could read off the prompter.
Right. It looked like he needs some glasses if he can't read, man.
He just make our country look like we're illiterate. That's all.
But it just united the players, which was great. And we need to put this behind us. You know,
yeah.
If you want to stand. If you don't, you don't. I don't think that determines your level of patriotism. But for whatever reason, that's how folks want to equate that.
Yes, sir.
But I don't. I think that was a part of the, being American.
That's right.
Okay, having the freedom to say what's in your heart. Okay, without hurting others. And I think that's what the whole story is, man. So
let's get into our show.
Okay.
Today we're gonna be talking about a windfall.
Windfalls. Big paper. Lots of money.
We came across this topic. I had one of our managers from the team I was giving a ride home. He asked me to have a lottery ticket in my truck.
Okay.
I was like, no, I don't play the lottery. Right?
Right.
He said, Coach, you got a lottery ticket in this truck in this couch. I say, no, I don't.
He's seen the ticket.
I say, no, I don't. But I say I do got one at home in a box that my wife bought me. He said,
okay.
I had a dream that you won the lottery.
Really?
I was like, you had a dream I won a lottery? He said, yeah, it was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was going to call you or text you, but I know it was too late. So I know you was going to probably wake up in the next hour because you was going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I didn't want to mess your sleep up. So I said, okay. So I go home. My wife did buy me a ticket September 23rd last year, right? So I tell her what happened. We go to Cole's Cone Creamery, ice cream shop, and she go get the ticket and make me cash it to see if it's a winner. So I started thinking, I said, what would somebody do that would have a windfall like that?
The lottery.
Yeah,
okay.
A lottery or like, a settlement, an annuity, some money, a trust.
Mm-hmm.
It's a windfall that's coming to your life all of a sudden. To me, I know we were talking this previously, it's got to be 5 times my annual income.
To be considered a windfall.
For me.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
It can't be no 12 straight.
Right.
$5,000, $25. That's not a windfall.
That's not.
That's a bill. That's a clean. That could pay off a bad debt or something.
Okay, it's a mad money.
A small vacation,
Right.
Down payment for a nice, a decent car or a small home, something like that, or pay some bills off. But that's not a windfall for me.
No, it's not. Not like we've seen in the recent lottery winners. And we know there's a show about the curse of the lottery. Have you ever seen that on TV?
I've seen
Lifetime, I think.
Yeah, people that win the lottery and they lose everything they got.
And their life becomes just a wreck.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a scenario. Here's a scenario. The scenario is somebody makes, let's just do that per capita income. The per capita income in Muskegon County is about $19,000. We say county. When we get to certain cities, it's smaller. So when I say per capita, it's family of 4. So we talk about $19,000, okay?
On average, right.
On average.
Yep.
Now you got this person that's at a per capita of $19,000 that they roll into a Mega Millions ticket, probably $292 million.
Woo! Okay.
So the mindset you got at $19,000, you about to take the $292 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's way more than 5 times the amount. What's the first step a person probably gonna do that make $19,000?
Decide on what they're going to buy.
Okay,
it's a spending mentality. You're not looking at what can I do to make sure that I don't have to work ever, unless I want to, and my children's children don't have to work.
Because if you've been living off $19,000 your whole life on a per capita, we know it's bumped the number up to about $30,000, $40,000.
Okay.
That's a decent wage.
Yes, it is.
In our county,
mm-hmm.
all right? It's a decent wage. So you're making that $30,000, $40,000, and you've been making that for the last 10 years.
Okay.
So you say
you get $400,000 basically for gross income over that period of time.
That's right. So you're seeing $400,000
last 10 years.
Last 10 years.
Yep.
Okay. So you're seeing $400,000. Now you bumped up to $292 million.
Okay. Which, depending on how you take it, well, you could potentially get only half of it.
If you just get a tax early.
Or you do, if you annuitize it over 20 years, you divide that 200. So that's about, just rough math, that's about $20 million a year. Okay, so that $20 million going to be taxed differently, because the other one is going to be taxed like you earned all that in 1 year. Okay, that's why they're going to take half. But if you take the annuity part of it, where it's spread over 10 years, you take $20 million. So you have a better opportunity of doing the philanthropy part of it and give away a certain amount of it to reduce the taxable income. So, but still, we're talking $20 million if you take the annuity. $20 million a year.
$20 million a year.
All right.
So you're looking
after
at that.
tax is 15.
Yeah.
They're gonna take $5 million. You take 15.
So then when you look at that, so that's an option. But then you look at other windfalls, like say somebody leave you a trust and inheritance.
A life insurance policy of $200,000, $250,000.
And those are the average numbers, like $250,000.
Yes.
And what I've looked at in the research that we have, I've seen that $70,000 is a typical number that somebody will probably have as a windfall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I agree with that.
So it's $70,000 when you look at, when I said per capita, 20 times 5, you're around that number, 70, 80,000. So now you're there.
Mm-hmm.
You done reach this number. You're like, I got 5 times the amount I made in a year.
Right.
At one time. So you got 5 years of salary at one time, and you still got your job.
Okay.
So
now what do we do?
Man, let's go get a Cadillac, Tony.
The biggest one they make.
Man, I got to, man.
The biggest, shiniest one they make. All the bells and whistles.
At the dealership. It's $86,000.
Yeah, if that's the top of the line, that's what we want.
All I'm worried about is my note. That's
right.
all I need.
No, we don't have no note. We paying cash.
But they're going to buy the car.
We're going to buy the car cash.
Oh, man, all my money gone.
86 grand right there off the top gone. All right, now we got to go buy some jewelry, because we got to look good when we're driving in this almost $90,000 Escalade. Okay. Then we got to probably buy some new furniture.
Yeah, new furniture.
Okay, we got to furnish the crib out. And before you know it, you'll be looking at, where did the money go?
You got some nice stuff.
Yeah, and I know people that $350,000
at the insurances.
This is a lottery.
Okay,
this is a lottery winning.
So you had lottery winners from some of your former clients.
$350,000. Yes, sir. Broke. Gone.
That's a windfall.
Okay.
They fail.
Yeah, they fail, and it's like you just can't talk sense into them, because of course everybody in the family has a story for you. Okay, as to why you need to give them some of that money, instead of saying, you know what, I'm not giving you any money, because if I had not have won this money, you probably wouldn't even be having this conversation with me.
That's right. And that's what I look at. That's how you evaluate everything.
Yeah. So this is what you do. This is the smart way to do it.
Okay. So I got a plan. Let's see what your plan is.
Before you cash the check or the ticket, if that's the case, you sit down with your financial advisor and a tax expert.
That's it. That's the exact advice you're supposed to take.
All right.
That's step one.
That's step one.
Before you even cash the check.
Don't even cash that bad boy first. Put it in a safe deposit box at the bank. Don't leave it in the house. Take it straight down and put it in a safe deposit box. Talk to these individuals about where you are in your life financially. Okay? Where your immediate family is at, which means your wife and your children. Not no cousins and best friends, none of those people. Okay? Then you talk about what you want the next 20 to 30 years of your life to look like, whereas you won't deplete the money you want. Let's look at how I can take this money and earn additional income and maybe really maintain my standard of living to a degree.
Right.
Okay. So I want to look at 20 to 30 to 40 years out of having this money available to my family members. Okay. That's the smart way to do it. You don't go buy crazy stuff that you wouldn't have bought unless you had that money.
You're right.
Okay.
That's the first step. Step number 2 is this. And I always look at this, and in the past, when I didn't know about debt and credit, I looked at it differently. When I got some money, I felt like, all right, I'm good. I got these bills. I'm just going to buy the stuff I want, and I put the minimum payment on the bills. Now, if you fall into a windfall, the best thing for you to do is to pay off all your debt.
Pay them off.
So then now you don't owe nobody.
Nope. Clean slate.
So even if you got a windfall to the point where you like, all right, I owe this and that, and then you still got your living salary.
Mm-hmm.
You like, I got my job still, I got this savings, but I got this money that I just paid off all my debts.
Okay.
Do you know what kind of mindset you can have being debt free? What ideas you can come up with and think about?
A real simple one is this. If you can take $15 million and get a 10% return annually on a $15 million investment, do you know how much that is?
Right. I got an example in my book. You said 15 million. I'm gonna do. Look, I got an example that
you
says
can live off that money, Chance.
In my notes, look, I got an example that says 292,000. Right.
Okay.
An investment that earns an 8% annual return will be worth more than 1.4 million in 20 years.
Okay.
That's me. So you got all this money. You just put $300,000 in an 8% return. 20 years later, you got $1 million.
$1 million.
So if your family
doing nothing, just
your family wants something, you could have gave them that $300,000. But then you like, no, if y'all wait, when you retire from your job, I'm gonna have a big surprise for you.
Okay. Yeah. Can
you retire? You retire. I'm gonna take care of you.
Right. We're gonna start a family business.
That's right.
Okay. We're gonna start a family business because I am not gonna spend the principal. We're gonna use the principal to generate income.
So we can build this company.
Okay, $200,000-$300,000 a year of income.
Not everything is written off because now you're using the interest to run your business.
Okay, that's why that tax
sitting there.
The tax expert is there.
Yeah, come on,
he's gonna set you up.
There too.
Yeah, he's gonna set you up. You're gonna do an LLC. You're gonna separate
hybrid nonprofit.
Okay, you're gonna separate your assets from the business, and we're gonna learn how to make money with the money that we've got. We can spend it. Don't take a smart person to spend money.
So that when you look at the interest on some money like that, we looked at what? We looked at the windfall of $200 million, right?
Well, if you do a 10% on $1 million, that's $100,000
every year.
Every year.
So that you returning $100,000 to run a small business.
Yeah.
So if you got,
you're 15.
Yeah.
You're $1.5 million.
You got 5 employees.
Yeah, you're $1.5 million income.
They can work part time for that $100,000 business,
and
you can manage that business with $100,000, and that $1 million still growing.
Right. Don't touch the principal.
So then now you're generating a whole other income, and then that $100,000 you just made to generate the business is written off too.
Right. But guess what now? If we're going to use the same scenario about the next year, remember, because you've annuitized those winnings.
That's right.
So the next year you get another lump.
That's right. It grow bigger.
Okay. And you're going to go with the 10% earnings. So you're going to get another $1.5 million in income, and the principal stays there. The principal is never touched.
Yep, every year.
So now you have $30 million. So
and now the interest is growing again.
Yes, sir. So now you're getting $3 million a year just in interest income, and the $30 million still sitting there.
Man.
Okay, that's how you do a windfall. You do not spend it. You use it to make you rich over and over again.
And you just brought up the third pointer. The third point says consider dollar cost averaging. That's what you just said.
Right.
And it says with this strategy, you invest a given amount on a regular schedule. Then it says your fixed amount of dollars will buy more shares or interest, and then the fewer prices are high. And if the market turns down, upside down, you'll have more money. So when you're looking at the interest or the investment, because you got some of them that you can have an annuity where you can invest in stock also.
Oh yeah,
with your investment.
Yeah,
and you say they promise a return at a certain percent.
Absolutely.
So you're like, I'm getting that 10% return even though I'm investing in these stocks.
Yeah, potentially more.
More,
so,
right? But they say they lock it in with those ones that say they're guaranteed, the mutual funds and different ones. Because the more money you have,
the diversity is there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got that kind of money, the diversity is there when you use the proper train of thought, the process of saying that I'm not going to squander the money. I'm going to use the money as an investment tool.
Yeah. Because when I said a windfall to me is 5 times my current income right now.
Okay.
So if it was me, audience, and I came into a windfall of a large amount of money, I would sit down with my CPA and my accountant and my mentors and say, all right, this is what we're going to do. I want to make my income 5 times the amount.
Okay.
That's the first thing. I want to try that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then I got $292 million.
Yes.
So I'm 5 times the amount, but don't make it a 1 year to 5 year goal to get me to the 5 times the amount.
Okay.
So 1 year I'm double. Second year I'm triple.
Yep.
Third year I'm quadruple. Then I'm quintupling. I'm like that.
That's it. Exponential growth.
Yep. So now I'm at 5 times the amount, but then I got a big old salary over here that's $200 million off this windfall of this investment that I had. And I'm looking like, oh, I still got that.
Mm-hmm.
But now my income is 5 times the amount as 5 years ago. So the little car that I wanted, I bought that in the first year.
Okay.
The house I wanted, my income tripled in the third year. I got that now. So it can happen if you do it in increments.
Right.
You can please your needs and your wants.
Okay.
But you got to be able to say, okay, this is what I have. And then when the old CPA them tell you, say, you can play with this now.
Mm-hmm.
But let's play with it in this way. We're going to grow you in a 1 to 5 year goal. And let's see how you handle it in that 5th year, and we'll see what else we can do after those 5 years.
Okay. That's just smart money management, man. But let's be real about the fact that the folks that are listening will probably never have that opportunity. Okay, because hitting the lottery is what? Like being struck by lightning twice.
You get hit by a car before you hit by the lottery.
Okay. But I think it's good to just have that kind of an exercise.
That's right. But everybody have a windfall. So I said most windfalls would be what?
Like we say, the 70,000.
Yep, 5 times your amount.
Yep. You might get a lawsuit.
Yep.
A work comp case, whatever. Fact of the matter is, whatever that is, please use the mindset of not spending it all. I think that's the theme of the story, is look for ways to grow the money. And, of course, you're going to have folks coming after you with all kinds of get-rich schemes, but you got to be very diligent in listening to people, even for these small windfalls, okay? Because they'll nickel and dime you to the point you be broke. Yep. And you got to know how to say no. It's okay. No is not a bad word.
10,000 is nothing. 50,000 is nothing. They go fast.
It really does. But I think, again, the point is that if you do get any kind of a windfall, do not use the mindset of spending it all, because it's easy to do. Look at it as a way to secure your future and your family's future. And it means maintaining the same standard of living. Unless you dirt poor, living in your car, it's a whole different story. But if you've had, if you worked and attained some level of financial security and success, don't be so quick to move out of that area when you get that windfall. Maintain that area. Like you say, take care of some debts. And just, have a more comfortable lifestyle.
Right. Now, if you're looking at it and just seeing it, especially if you've been working every year, you go, if you got a job that you got an IRA or a 403B plan or a pension, you got that. That's there.
Right. That's there.
That's half your income when you retire. That's right there. So you look at that, you're like, wherever you at right now, if you are something like, I'm done. So when you get retirement age, you're going to get half of that as your income. That's money that you're going to be able to have every month.
Every month.
Till you die.
Yep.
If you were one of those people that was tenured that had that.
Right. You was fortunate enough to have a defined pension plan from your employer.
I had mine. So if I leave my job right now, that's there when I reach a certain age.
You're vested.
Yep.
And you get, most companies say if you've been here 10 years, whatever that
top number
pension is, you get that.
Yeah, whatever that top number was, I get half of that.
Right.
Whatever my last salary was when I was on a pension.
Social Security.
Yep.
Whatever
that's 2
that
checks.
might look like. Yeah.
I'll take it.
First and the 15th.
That's right. That's what they say. So speaking on that stuff, we got a project coming in October. Me and Tony been working on a project. It's called Good for Nothing.
Good for Nothing.
Good for Nothing.
How you come up with that name?
Man, I've been telling you, I've been looking at the things and like, how can I use the Bible to be able to be principles on financial prosperity? And I was like, so I'm listening to Brian Tracy, a white guy that's a motivational speaker. He says he was doing some speeches, and his first speech he did, the guy approached him and said, yeah, look, he flew somewhere, and they was like, yeah, we want you to knock their socks off. It's about 5,000 people out there, but we don't have no money to pay you now.
Okay.
And he said, he looked at him, he looked at the crowd. He's like, you want me to be good for nothing, huh?
Right.
So when I look at the essence of it is saying that, naming the book that title, I thought about a lot of times we do stuff that's worth nothing, and we think we can get some good out of it.
Okay.
Like squandering investments.
Okay.
Not paying our taxes or not doing the due diligence or tithes, most importantly.
Yeah.
And our money not serving the right principles and purpose for the things that we're trying to manifest in our life. So when I said good for nothing, I mean like everything that we do is for the good, you know.
Yes.
God has got to take it to a new level on the good of it. So when we talk about a windfall, my first thing is I'm paying my tithes.
Okay.
After I meet with my team, I got to do that.
Right.
So, but I'm not playing the lottery, so most times it's going to be an investment for me. Or
Okay.
somebody going to leave me some, or some book sales, or something going to happen. So when you look at that, you're like, okay, that's the investment. So Good for Nothing is just the principles that we're going to be sharing. That's going to be some biblical principles, and we're going to tie it into what's going on in the world, and we're going to use those to make to a great connection with our community. It's going to be the second week of October to pull you in. So the title is Good for Nothing. It's a pretty sweet book cover. We're going to have it on the 103.7 The Beat website for you to check it out. It's going to be questions in the book. We're going to answer them. We're going to really preload this because what's coming up is Black Friday. What's coming up is the holiday season. And I don't want my people in my community broke. I just don't.
For a certain time of the season.
Yep, I don't want them broke.
No.
This is the fourth quarter of the year, and I want people to go into January 2018 ready.
Right.
And it don't take a New Year's resolution. We're going to use a 3-month period of our shows to break them down, Tony, on investments, insurance, credit, and debt. And we're going to use Good for Nothing to really be explicit.
That's right. Because what we do, we hope what we're doing is it's good, right?
That's right.
But we get nothing for it.
We
don't get paid.
We don't get paid.
This is our service to the community.
Yep. And even the book's going to be a token where you can probably help the next group of kids go to Africa. That's what I was thinking.
Right. Help.
So it's going to be
proceeds
an investment
for those
to build that. But it's also going to be knowledge for people to say, hold up, these people do hold the resources that can help me take a next level in my life. So also it would be an open door so you can have a conversation with somebody that's been through some of those experiences or can make some of those connections for you. So that's what it's Good for Nothing. It's serving a purpose in our community because it's biblical scripture, because it's 2,000 scriptures about money, and it's 18 out of 36 parables that's talking about money. And money is the least in the Bible.
Got to make that connection.
But you got to make a trust in God. What seeds have you sown that you expecting things? You can't expect nothing if you never sowed anything.
Thank you very much.
You can't expect nothing good without giving something that's the least, but you think it's a lot. Money's not a lot in the kingdom.
I don't even think they use it in the kingdom.
Man, they talk about it. David, David when he built those palaces and those gold floors and everything. They say they try to make it to the equivalent of billions of dollars that he saved up over those harvest seasons.
Right.
To build for God.
Yeah.
So
temples.
It's like, those temples. So you look at that, you're like, wow, he did it all for nothing. It's like, you can't even see him. Like, so just imagine.
Right.
He sowed a seed for some great things for a great king. So that's that project.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Yes, it is.
Looking forward to it.
So we still got the project coming up. I'm going to check it out with my buddy Norm. We said we're going to share it every show because it's about the fathers and about embracing our community. It's coming up. It's on
October 28th.
October 28th, and it's in Muskegon Career Tech Center, and it's who all male role models, fathers focused, free event, lunch provided, vendors available, limited space, and it's a keynote speaker named Cole Williams coming. And you want to register, text join CBG 74C to 81010, and it's a 2017 Fatherhood Summit. That's what it is. And it's a breakout sessions. Here are the topics. Father's rights, understanding your right as a father. Presenter Jason Walker from the Friendly Court.
Okay.
Nurturing fathers. Fathers are nurturers. Presenter Timmy Smith. Son of an absent father. Breaking the cycle of absent fathers. Presenter Cole Williams. Co-parenting, putting the child first. Presenting partners Norman Young and Tony. Advocating for children with autism and ADHD, a presenter Maggie Foster, because what they're doing right now is they're taking all the kids that's ADHD and they're getting ready to shift them to autism.
Okay.
So they're trying to lump them in with the kids from the suburbs so they won't get labeled so much.
Right.
So that's a big thing that the government's getting ready to do. They're like, we tired of labeling these kids. They ADHD, they must be from an urban community.
Right.
So medicate them this way. No. Treat them like they got autism so they can give them the therapy.
Okay.
Give them the meditation, give them the yoga, give them the nutrition.
Okay.
Instead of just medicating our kids. So this is a big event in our community. Come check it out. It's October 28th.
That's awesome.
Major event. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Career Tech Center by MCC. That's where that's at.
Right. Give us a number in case they want to get signed up. Let them know.
Oh, again, if you want to enroll, it's text. It says CBG 74C. Text that to the number 810-10. Again, it's CBG74C. Text it to 81010. So that's something that's big. It's for Fathers Matters, and we're trying to get our fathers involved in the summit of 2017. That'd be a great thing to take you into your new year. So your money and your fatherhood is very important. Next thing I have is MBK Michigan Summit in Lansing, October 7, 2017, from 9 to 4 p.m. I'm going to this. I'm taking some young brothers with me in Lansing because I got the whole idea of my brother's keeper from Lansing. My friend Angela, she works with TJ Duck's organization. She mailed me these flyers. If you're interested in going, you can email her at angela@oneloveglobal.org. It's lunch going to be served. It's free. MBK community updates, breakout sessions, free public event. Registration opens at 9 o'clock. Breakfast and lunch. I'm telling you, these are things. See, my brother's keeper is a structure, Tony. Okay?
Okay.
Now, when they say it's a structure, it teaches kids about political power, about finance, and about education. Because there's some of the things that we're focusing on the community, reading initiatives, business, entrepreneurship, and political. Being able to register to vote, being able to run your own business, the things we do in our same community, and just being able to empower them for literacy.
Good.
Those are 3 pillars. And Obama just adopted the My Brother's Keeper initiative and brought. I knew that was going to be his baby.
Okay.
That's his thing that he's taking in as his signature.
Okay.
So he done took a hold of it all the way. And this is a summit I think everybody needs to come to. And that's October 7th from 9 to 4 at Lansing Community College. Again, it's Angela at oneloveglobal.org. I'll be there. I'm going to fill my truck up with as many young brothers as I can.
Awesome.
From our organization. I'm taking them down to hang out with my Spartan crew.
Okay. All right.
So that's
Great.
it. So
man.
I think
Good
that's
stuff.
our show. We got Good for Nothing coming up the second week of October. We said some other events. Today we talked about the Windfall.
Okay.
If you win it, don't fall.
Don't fall.
Call your team. That's what
Okay.
that's what
Call
our
your
brother
team.
Tony Williams said. Call your team.
That's right. We'll help assemble the team, baby.
All right. I'm Chauncey Williams.
And I'm Tony Williams.
And this is What Do I Do Now, your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success with 103.7 The Beat.